11.17 just hit the Rift, but if you go on the PBE right now, there are 7 champion changes no one knows about. Now, whether these hit the Rift at some point in 11.17 or are planned for 11.18, which is more likely, this video will fill you in on what these changes are and what they could mean for League of Legends. What's up, GameLeap? The Jizz back at it. Oh, and let's get into these league changes. So there are 7 champions with changes on the test server, and we are going to start by talking about the 4 bot laners getting changed. So the first unknown buff on the PBE right now is for Twitch, and as you can see, the rat's bonus AD he gets when he pops his ultimate is increasing by 10 at each rank. Now, does this mean AD crit Twitch is going to be broken all of a sudden? No, it's still going to be hard to win with him, but this does give you a bit of hope, especially at level 6, of actually dealing damage and being able to carry. This should then let you scale into the late game beast you are. And Rat IRL fanboys, how happy are you with this buff? And will this be enough to make ADC Twitch meta? Let the Jizz know in the comments. Now, who likes build variety? Oh, you do? Good, because if you play Kog'Maw, you will be happy to know that AP Kog is going to be more viable if the current buff goes through. As you can see, your E's AP ratio is going up, and as AP Kog'Maw, this is your most important spell, along with your living artillery, so this is great news. This helps your wave clear and your poke, and is a nice compensation buff, seeing as Riot made your ultimate really easy to see and dodge for your opponents. Now, playing AP Kog is a real Chad move, and that's because it is risky. It's not like you're picking Ahri or Lux in the mid lane. You are very killable, and it can be particularly scary playing against assassins, because you legit cannot do anything to peel them off you. The good news, however, is that you are always going to deal an absurd amount of damage. Even if you die 20 times a game, you will top the damage charts, and for most of us, that means we're having fun. So baby Baron mains, let me know in the comments what you think of this AP Kog buff. Now, there is one more AD carry benefiting from an unknown buff on the PBE right now, and if you like pressing R to win, you will be happy to know that Misfortune is getting buffed. So when you use your bullet time, depending on the rank of your ultimate, you send out a certain number of waves of bullets. Well, at level 11 and 16, this wave number is increasing by 1 and 2 respectively. This means more damage for sure, but only if you are able to channel your ultimate for its full duration, and this is 3 seconds. So how many times can you stand in the same spot for 3 seconds ulting with a Camille, Kha'Zix, and Zed on the enemy team? You can't, that's right. And remember, this is only happening at level 11 and 16. Most games are already decided by then, so even if this buff looks appealing on paper, in reality, it will not have any real impact. MF is meant to be a lane bully, but she is not bullying anyone at the moment, so any early game laning phase oriented buff would be a lot better. And MF mains, let me know your thoughts on what you would like to see changed in the comments. Now, the final bot laner who is purring at the unreleased buff on the PBE is a support, and this is certainly one of the more meaningful buffs in this video. So for Yuumi mains, your passive's cooldown at level 1 is starting off at 14 seconds instead of 18 seconds. That's a huge 4 seconds off. Now, it might not seem huge, but in terms of trading in the bot lane, this means you can deal more damage and shield your ADC more often. Especially for melee supports, this is going to be super obnoxious to play against. Now, Yuumi at the moment is already picked a lot and banned a lot, so unfortunately, if you are a Yuumi main, if this buff does go through, you won't be able to pick her as much. I mean, why Riot thought of buffing her in the first place is a bit whack. Maybe they saw Wonder playing Yuumi in the top lane, I'm not sure. But any thoughts on this, leave them in the comments. And while you're down there, also make sure to click on that comment that has our GameLeap website links, because if you want to actually improve, if you want to climb like never before, our site has everything you will need. We upload up to 20 exclusive videos each week, and these can be champion courses, guides, these can be VOD analyses, macro tips, micro tips, anything and everything, and these are made by challenger players and coaches around the world. So to know what it is the best do that you have to start doing, click on that link and get signed up. Now, 2 of the last 3 champions getting buffed are mid laners, and I know this first one is going to make a lot of you happy and a lot of you mad. So on the PBE right now, a certain AP assassin is loving life because of 3 undisclosed changes Riot haven't told us about, and as you can see for Fizz, these changes are out of control. So your W's on hit damage when you actually press your W, this is increasing, and it's actually doubled at rank 1. So in terms of last hitting, a heck of a lot easier if it wasn't already easy enough. And in terms of trading, this is super underrated. Against melee champions in particular, it will be very oppressive to play against and near impossible to outtrade a Fizz early on. Now, the next change, and this is where feathers are really going to be ruffled, your E's cooldown is decreasing by 2 seconds at each rank. This is nuts. And because you max your playful trickster first, at level 9, this will be on an 8-second cooldown. 8 seconds. And because you will have ability haste from your items, this will be even lower. This could even get to 4 to 5 seconds in the late game, which is just ridiculous. And the last unreleased change for Fizz is to his ultimate. And because of the huge W and E buffs, your Chum the Water's base damage is down at each rank, and all the AP ratios are down as well. Thank God. But in all honesty, you will still have more than enough damage to nuke anyone on the Rift if you land your ultimate, and I think this comment on Reddit captures the vibe of the Fizz changes perfectly. Ah, good. I knew something felt wrong this season, and it's the Fizz hasn't made me want to quit yet. So yeah, how many of you are going to ban Fizz next patch? Answers in the comments. Now, the second mid laner getting buffed is not only getting buffed for the mid lane, but also for the jungle, and this is Qiyana. What a PBE for mid beast, by the way. Fizz and Qiyana getting buffed. So for Qiyana, your Q's base damage, this is increasing by 20 at rank 1 to 40 at rank 5. That is a lot, and because you are maxing your Edge of Vic style first, you are going to be accessing this increased damage ASAP Rocky. So it doesn't really matter what combo you use, your single target damage is higher than anyone's. So from level 3 onwards, it's GG. Now there is a little nerf to your Q, and that is your subsequent damage. So any target hit after the first is going to take even less damage than before. So in terms of your poke and harass in the mid lane, this matters. But as an all-in champion, this really won't matter. Now the last change for your Q is that it will deal 125% damage to monsters. So in terms of your jungle clear, this is obviously great, but the question is, will this make jungle Qiyana playable? Let me know in the comments what you think. If it does, it will make her a great flex pick, and we may even see her at Worlds, you never know. But with all these great buffs, there is a nerf coming, and this is coming to your E. So you're losing 20 damage at each rank, which does impact your all-in, but this only evens out your all-in at level 3, because once you have 2 points in your Q, you are gaining 25 damage from these changes, so it's a net buff. So there is a lot here to digest for Qiyana. So how did you digest it? Answers in the comments. Now the final champion who is happier on the PBE because of a leaked buff, this is a top laner. Now for AP bruises this season, if you're not Gwen, you're probably hating life. And one of these champions hating life is Singed. So what Riot have surreptitiously buffed is your Q while you are ulting. This will apply Grievous Wounds of 40% effectiveness, and having some innate anti-healing, well, it's kind of mandatory for top lane right now, but that's about it. It's kind of nice. This means that laning against a Fiora or a Darius or Riven will be a little less miserable. And the core issues for Singed remain. There's no great mythic, Rylai's being Rylai's, Rod of Age is gone, squishiness, how strong other top laners are. Like Singed, more often than not, is a poison for his own team. So Singed means what needs to be buffed in the game for the Mad Chemist to finally be viable. And those were the 7 league changes on the PBE right now. Let us know if you enjoyed the video by leaving a like down below, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of our daily uploads that bring you the best and most up-to-date league content out there. And until tomorrow's video, this has been the Cheers. Oh!